Hey guys, this is David Hislop, and today we're going to look at the parts for One Thing Remains off of Be Lifted High. This song is in the key of B flat, and we're going to capo 3. And this song opens up with arpeggiating the intro chord progression, which is 4, 1, 5, 2. So I'll show you what that sounds like up to speed. The effects I'm using is just a simple dotted eighth delay with a bloom reverb on the big sky. Sounds like this. And here's the intro. So playing that a little bit slower looks like this. So one thing to note about that riff is just the subtle slides into that 4 the first time and then going to the 5. It just kind of gives the riff a little something interesting rather than just playing the chords. So right there we drop down into the verse, and we're out for that verse, and we come back in with that same intro line when the line "This One Thing Remains" is sung. So I'll show you again what that sounds like. So you just play it one time through, and then from there we drop down into the chorus, and it's kind of this similar idea. I'm going to kick off a drive, play a little bit cleaner, and we're just going to arpeggiate that chord progression, and that chord progression for the chorus is 6, 4, 1, 5. So it's going to look like this. So pretty simple. Let me play it slow for you so you can see it. So it just repeats that all the way till it goes into the next section, which is the on and on section. And for this, it picks up and really starts a build. So we're going to kick back in some gain. And the chord progression for this part is 4, 1, 5. And the shapes I'm going to be using, I'll show you right here. As for the 4, the 1. And then for the 5. So I'll go ahead and show you what that sounds like. So that's all of that section. From there, we go back into a chorus, and this chorus is still kind of in building mode. So we're going to play that same line that we played over the first down chorus, over this one, but just with a little bit more gain, kind of where we're sitting right now. So I'll go ahead and play it with more gain. So at the end of that chorus is when the band really opens up for the first time in the song, and that is into the bridge. And so coming out of that part, we just slam into some big chords. So I'll play it for you and then kind of explain what I'm doing. So I'll play one time through that chorus line so you can kind of hear them merge together. So at the end of that, it drops down into another down chorus. So what I'm playing is just following the chord progression, which is 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 1, 5. And the shapes I'm using is just, I like to call them 1, 5, 3 shapes, and that's just pulling the 1, then the 5 of the chord you're in, and then having the third stacked on top up there instead of down low. So it sounds like that. So we're playing the 4 to the 1 to the 5, and then for the 2, I'm just playing these notes right here. So that's basically it for that part. From there, we drop down into a down chorus, and we're out for that down chorus. We come back in, just arpeggiating that chorus line at the end, which we've gone over. And then from there, it builds back into another verse, the on and on section, which we're going to play those shapes we looked at earlier. So we repeat that, and then we go into another big chorus. And for this one, the line is just a little bit different. So rather than playing that low arpeggiated line that we've been looking at, it kind of opens up with a higher line up here. So I'll play that for you with a little bit more gain. So it's going to look like this. So playing that for you slow, it's basically just the top half of the 1 chord to the 1 sus. So it looks like this. So that just repeats over and over again, and that kind of gives it a little bit of a lift rather than playing that low arpeggiated line. So then it goes into another big bridge, and for this one, rather than playing these chords that I showed you earlier, we're going to lift it up into some higher shapes to kind of give it a really big lift. So we're going to max out the gain, and I'll play it for you right here. So those shapes are going to look like this. So we have the 4 to the 1 to the 5 to the 2. So just repeats those over and over again, kind of gives it another lift. And then from there, there's just an outro to the song on the record with a little line that's played over it. And it plays it once, lower octave, and then we'll jump to the higher octave and play it. And I'll show you what that looks like right here. I'm going to turn on a little bit of Pog with a slight octave up. And here's what that sounds like. And then from there, the song ends. So yeah, have fun with it. There's a lot of parts to this, but just take your time going over it, and you'll have a lot of fun.